Right, time for a bit of a check-in. There's not much to check in with. I was dreaming about getting more help. I won't get more help. Nothing. Nothing. So fine. Boom. What have I done today? Not a right fucking lot, but it's got me kind of thinking. To be honest, I had one of my fucking not an overload as such, but just a kind of and the head's going faster and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. So I slept about 3 or 4 hours, and it just sort of made me think about like that is an automatical for me poor judgment of myself. You fucking waster. Da, 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 da. And so then it also got me thinking of, what if someone was helping me or whatever? I just imagine them getting in from work, like, how did today go? Because that's that thing, that expectation of wellness. I think a lot of us need to remember when people offer to help us, they haven't got a fucking clue what they're dealing with. Because they think they do. That's why they're not willing to learn anything. So whenever you talk about stuff being a bit different with that others, what? Huh? They're not being horrible or calling you stupid, but it fucking comes across that way. When you try and tell them that, oh no, I don't mean it that way. Well, don't fucking say it that way. Because they think they know. And in that situation, that would have been a bollocking, wouldn't it? You've been fucking what? You've been a fucking sleep. But I have to just remember that it's like it's part of being me. I went with it. I fell asleep, and rather than destroy myself for doing it, which is what I've often done, I went okay, and I got up and I did some things, and it's that recognition of to someone else that would have looked like a poor fucking attitude. I don't want to fucking do it. And I'll go 50% with you. There might have been an element of that. But it's just about sometimes you have to work with what you got. Because if I went with the sort of common interpretation of this, I'd be thinking, what are you fucking doing? Da, 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 and I'd feel worse about myself. So what I need to start doing is start with zero and then look at what I have got. Start with fuck all and look at what I have done. So I've got this place a bit more organised. I've organised some of the stuff. Tomorrow's going to see quite a lot of stuff gone. I'm going to make a big, significant visual clearance to it tomorrow. And also, I did think I really must have been premonitioning this. Because when I went to get to my lock-up to get my speakers, because my other one's blue, and it was literally the day before it opened, so I went online and was like, they might be open, they might let you in one at a time, there's no reason why not, there's only a fucking row of lock-ups. Usually when I go there, there's maybe one other person on the whole floor, and there's got to be 100 fucking sheds up there, easy. So I got there, but I had quite a lot of it organised when I was there, and there's quite a lot of stuff that's gone into bags that was in boxes, and I'm thinking, they have a lot less fucking space in bags, they really do. You seem to get things in a lot better, and you don't have to worry about stacking them and those boxes breaking and all of that. So I've reduced, it was right up to the top, it's about as high as a normal room, but then it was like coming down at an angle, but I've got it all about that level now. So if it's all in bags, a lot of it can be thrown in. It's not actually as bad, and there's a few things I'm going to get rid of. I'm going to have a few purges, scourges, whatever is thingies, get rid of shitties, get rid of stuff. Because there is quite a few things taking up a lot of room. So I don't really fucking need it, you know what I mean? There was a lot going on in my head, and like I've said, this has always been just for a few months. That's what's been so infuriating about it. So I can get on. I've got stuff to do. Because that's sometimes the way to deal with it. When someone has done that, my brain just gives up, just like, and I have like an angry sleep. I know I've commented on them before. So it's like, well, I've commented on them before, and I know that I get them. So who the fuck am I to have a go at myself for doing what I know is a common thing? And it's nothing to do with my attitude. It's nothing to do with disaster or anything. It's just emotionally stable. I can't stabilize my emotions. There are times when it is, it can't be reasoned with, as dear old Dr. Bleepity said. But everyone in society thinks it can. Everyone in society thinks that's bollocks. Of course you can. And that's what you're up against. A fucking brick wall of an attitude. And there's differences. So I just think, you know, a lot of the time we do have to do things our fucking way, with whatever our particular flavour of hilarity is. It's, yeah, but I don't do it that way. That's the way you do it. That's the way you do it. But the thing is, if you say that sort of thing, it's an instant challenge to that person. So subconsciously, what you're saying is you're wrong. And those conversations often happen when neither of you realise the subconscious dynamics of it. You're actually saying to them, you're wrong, you're wrong. So they'll want to see evidence. So something like today is, all right, so you want to do it your way, you spend the fucking afternoon in bed. And you wouldn't really have an argument for that, would you? You wouldn't really have an argument for that. Because the other thing was, if I justified it, they'd be so, well, what's that? What are you going to do every time you get fucking upset? You're just going to find it. Because it suddenly becomes, this is what happens, this is immovable, I'm saying this is my symptoms, this is That's the way you get interpreted. You're not saying that. It's just accept that sometimes you have these fucking meltdowns, disasters. And it's a big part of the everything that is me. You know, things like I've been thinking everything into place, but I often used to say that with my essays. I didn't take notes and stuff. I used to do my essay plans in my head, and I've been told to do that by Psychology Today. I've been fucking told to do that. I've been told to try it, and it worked for me. So again, it's like, is it an ADHD thing? No, not necessarily. It might be for some people. You gotta you gotta find your way of doing things, and sometimes your way of doing things is knowing who you fucking are. And like the example is when I said to my key worker, she was like, right, she started trying to organise me. What are you going to do today? And I gave her a few things, and then I talked about it to her, and I did digress a little bit. She said, yeah, but what are you going to do? I just told you. Because like getting all the stuff off the walls, I didn't actually do that this afternoon because I went to sleep. But when I said it's that big visual thing, and it gets a lot of stuff, which, you know, it's a very easy but quite time consuming job. It's going to need doing it over the next couple of months. It's a nice easy start. It was sort of set with full knowledge of what I'm like, and knowing how to work smart with myself, not just expect myself to be like everyone else and make lots of effort to do things the way that they would do them and haven't done it in their stuff, because that's not right. That's not right. And what I do is then, as I learn to do it differently, I get better at doing it until I find my actual way. I need to stop expecting normal from me just as much as I expect you to stop expecting normal from me. Because I have my ways. Everyone has their ways. And there's no point beating myself up. It's like, okay, you had one of your moments. Because the more I just accept those as not something to fight, but just something that comes along, that's learning to live with something. That's the conclusion that everyone tells you to just get to. If you say you have this, that, and the other, well, such and such has got that, they don't really get to them. You know, there's just you're straight the expectation of wellness. So people have problems, they learn to live with them. A lot of you have a very simplistic interpretation of what's going on, and you won't bloody learn because you think you know. Because there are only a few little differences, but they make a huge difference. That's the thing. That is the fucking thing. Is that the thing, Mikey? That's the thing. So I've got tomorrow all completely and utterly lined up. Wow, yeah, there's loads and loads and loads of plans that I've got for tomorrow, but I'll get them done, man. I'll get them fucking done. That was it. Carrying on with her, and she was, what was it? She was she then started to say, well, I think you should do that. And started, like, literally replanning me. So why don't you do that first? And I was like, I just said to you, I said, this is this is done with insight. There's, it's actually a technique, right? Like, I have mentioned before in my other videos about that time when that girl said to me, no, you need it tidy, otherwise you can't think. She was right. And I've commented on how I tidy my room before I study a lot and all that, and it does work. And so with all this, and it's all got to move, it's like constant reminders. And the other thing is you have an emotional connection to everything that you own. Because, and again, that goes through your ego. Your sense of who you are is your ego, not a big head. And so, those speakers, all the different moments I've had playing tunes on those, and all the times that I've talked, I really like those little speakers. That skateboard, I know where I got it from. I know where I got that towel. I don't know where I got that. There's an emotional connection. So as you touch and see things, it takes up space in your subconscious. There's a book called How to Simplify Your Life. And I think that's the one that recommends you have 100 items only, including everything, toothbrush, fucking razor, socks. I think socks you're allowed to count as one item. But in the clear out process, it says, as you commit to throwing things away, which I'll be doing some of, over the next few days, you actually say, I'm tidying my mind. You actually say that, I am tidying my mind. Organising it, all of those things. So rather than having that visual reminder all the time, taking me back to that, it's more sort of low stimulus. And it feels more organised. What I've done with that memory, that connection, is I've gone, okay, you can be in a box and you're there and I know where you are. And there's you're doing it physically, but there's actually a phenomenon, a mental phenomenon. The same thing happens in your mind as what you do physically happens in here, giving you more space to think. That's an actual technique. And I was a little bit peed off. I said that's what I'm going to do. And I was like, yeah, okay, I've got to get on and do it. But I've got 9 weeks. I've got 9 weeks. It's not an emergency, not yet. And my emergency plan will take about a week and a half if I need to do it. And that's already sorted. And I just said all that to her. She was still going, shouldn't you do that? And I was like, no. I was thinking, fuck off. You've asked me what I'm going to do, and I've just told you what I'm going to do. Don't tell me not to do it. That's ridiculous. Don't do that to someone you're trying to help. Right, we're focusing on that. Okay, let's do it. Boom, let's go with that. So I wasn't a failure, although I would have been seen as a failure by a lot of people today because I made some plans, I didn't meet them. But that's nothing new either. That's nothing new either. What I did was I went, mate, you know what you're like. Of course there's going to be a big emotional overload. You weren't expecting it. There's a bit of a, what you're now looking back, maybe there was a premonition, but I really wasn't expecting it. I'd literally just got in the door, like 10 minutes or something, and then suddenly it's like, you've got to move, like, of course there's going to be a rebound from that, and I can, sometimes the rebounds can take a little while. So that's fine. That's fine. All I did was recognise that I'm not a twat for doing it. I've dealt with it. I've got it out of the way. I've processed those emotions, and I'm ready to go again. And yeah, I think that'll do. I think that'll do. And I shall say good nighty poo, or good morning, or indeed Merry fucking Christmas.